My neighbour gave me a box meal. She ordered too many, so she gave one to me. It comes with all the ingredients you need and instructions on how to deal with it. So, going to give it a try. This comes from Riverford Organic Farmers. So there you go. We got some rosemary there. We got some watercress. Then we got some arborio rice, yeast flakes, walnuts. What is this? This is capers. Then we have some beetroots, 3 of those, onions, and what is this? Organic vegetable bouillon powder. Okay, I think we better check out the instructions. This is what it's supposed to look like when it's done. And it is a beetroot and black garlic risotto with maple nuts. Okay, this is a 12-stage recipe. 12 stages to heaven. Number 1, half peel and finely dice the onion and finely chop the rosemary leaves. Now, if you've got a 12-stage recipe to deal with, I recommend you start by having a beer. Lovely. Right, let's see how we get on. So here we go, it's the onions. Okay, I'm not entirely sure how you dice an onion because they're not square, are they? But anyway, that's my diced onions. Now we're going to finely chop the rosemary leaves. It's got a very thick stalk, this one. I don't think you're supposed to eat that. I'm not really sure. Okay, let's call that finely chopped. And that's just stage 1 done. Cheers. What's the next stage? Heat up a teaspoon of oil in a large saucepan. Start gently frying the onion and rosemary for 10 minutes. Add a splash of water if it looks like catching. Not really sure what that means. So that's the diced onions and the rosemary cooking gently in some oil. Would you believe we're on to stage 3, and we peel the garlic cloves and give them a little chop or squidge on my board. Let's hit it. Okay, for the garlic, I went for the chop rather than the squidge. I prefer a chop to a squidge. Cheers. Now we go stage 4. Put the bouillon powder, I don't know how to say it, put the bouillon powder in a medium saucepan with 1 litre of water. Heat to a simmer, and while that's going on, peel and coarsely grate the beetroots. Roger that, here we go. 1 litre of water into a saucepan. That's two of these jugs. That's a hell of a lot of water in one saucepan. Now what do we have to do with it? Whack the powder in it and get it simmering. Okay. Where's my box? I'm not seeing the powder. I'm not seeing the powder. They must have forgotten to put it in. Oh, hold on. I found it. I'd already taken it out of the box. So we whack that into 1 litre of water. And get it simmering. Now if you're going to be messing with beetroot, you need gloves, because that stuff is going to dye your hands red. Let's go. I feel like a surgeon now. That's all the chopping and stuff done, the grating and the chopping. Where are we now? We've done the powder, and we've done the beetroot. So we're on stage 5. Stir the rice into the onion for a minute or so until the grains look translucent, and then turn the heat up and stir in the wine. Let it bubble and absorb. Then stir in the beetroot and garlic later. Okay? Here's to stage 5. Now we've got to wait for that rice to look translucent. Okay, we're stirring in the red wine. Man alive, this is getting complicated. Do you want to see this? We can turn up the heat. Now we give that a little time to absorb, and then we add the beetroot and the garlic. It's all looking a bit red. Okay, what do we do now? We've done that. 10 minutes. Onion. Stir in the red wine. Let it bubble. Add the garlic and the beetroot. We've done that. So we're now entering stage 6. Stage 6. Ladle by ladle, add the bouillon stock, letting each gently bubble and absorb before adding the next. And then leave it simmering for about 20 minutes. Okay. So we add the stock and then we leave it simmering for 20 minutes. Have I got a ladle? I do happen to have a ladle, so here we go. Stir this stock a bit. Ladle it in, ladle it in. Way! The whole damn thing nearly went overboard then. Let it bubble and simmer in between. Now it said I might not need all the stock in there. It depends on the size of my pan. So I didn't have another pan, so I'm using a wok. That's looking like it'll probably be enough, to be honest. We let that go for 20 minutes now, so that'll be maybe a little more. Well, there it is. Let's see what happens next. Okay, for stage 7, we're going to toast the walnuts in a frying pan for 3 or 4 minutes. It doesn't say if you have to put any oil in it. And how you open the walnuts is anyone's guess. I think you need tools. Well, that's just crazy. Opening the walnuts is the hardest part of the whole deal so far. All right, we got it. Walnuts open. Frying pan. 3 or 4 minutes in there. Okay, that's the walnuts toasted in the frying pan. Now we have to chop them roughly on my board. Walnuts look like little brains, don't they? Chop them roughly. Guess that'll do. Now we dry the capers on some kitchen towel. Then we chuck them into a frying pan with a little oil. I must say, this does seem to be an awful lot of faffing about. Anyway, we're on the 3rd album. It's taken 2 albums so far. First one was Alice Cooper, then we had Barbara Streisand. Now we got the best of the Eagles. The capers have had a bit of a fry up, and we scoop them onto a plate. That's the next instruction. Scoop them onto a plate. So there they are, capers on a plate. Fried capers on a plate. What do you think happens next? Right, I've got as far as scooping them on the plate. Now we're on to stage 9. 9 out of 12. We're on 9 out of 12. Heat up the frying pan again. Add the walnuts with the maple syrup and stir until the walnuts are coated in syrup. Then remove the pan from the heat. So here we go. Here's the organic maple syrup. And that's proving a lot easier to open than the walnuts were. So we've got to whack it in the pan with the walnuts. Then we just got to stir it up until the walnuts have got maple syrup all over them. Man alive. I'm getting lost. Where was that? That was stage 9. We're going to maple syrup. Yeah. Stage 10. Mix the miso in a small bowl or mug with 1 tablespoon of cold water. Okay, let's find the miso. We've got no idea what it is. So I found the miso. Sweet white miso. It looks like, not being, I don't want to be rude, let's just say it looks like very runny toffee. So we whack that into a cup. Now we add a tablespoon of cold water. There it is, that's the miso mixed with the cold water. Now what do? We go, I need my glasses really. Stir in the miso mixture and the yeast into the rice. Okay, well that's easy enough. What about the capers though? Miso mixture going in. Now we need the yeast. Yeast going in. I don't know what you're supposed to do with the capers. Maybe they're in instruction number 12. Let's have a look. So we've done the miso, we've chucked it all in the rice with the yeast. Now, we serve it topped with walnuts, capers, and watercress. There you go. So we serve it up now. We just chuck some capers, walnuts, and watercress on it. Fantastic. And there you go. That was a 12-step guide on how to make a beetroot and black garlic risotto with maple walnuts. Now we just have to wash the watercress. Right, there's actually enough here for 2 days. So we save some of those capers until tomorrow. The watercress might not last out until tomorrow. It's looking a bit like it's had its day already. So there it is, folks. That's the picture. That's the real thing. Kind of similar, I guess. There's a lot more watercress involved than there is on the picture, but there you go. Bye for now.